Today is Friday, April 27th, 2018, and this is the ServiceMonster Show.
Tumbleweeds have invaded the world!
ServiceMonster finally gets some default marketing templates for campaigns and drip campaigns.
And ServiceMonster new release 6.2.4.
This week on social media.
Snapchat adds new group video chat. You may be asking, what's the big deal? Video chat has been around forever. But what's new about this is they added the capability to be able to chat with up to 16 people at a time. Boom! Mind blown.
Mostly because you can market to people now. Hey, you know how I've been saying Twitter never makes a profit? Yeah, well, now they finally proved me wrong. And actually, I was a little bit behind. Q4, they posted $9 million in revenue, which is cool, but no growth overall, no financial growth, and no growth in their user base. This quarter's a big difference. $61 million in profit, which go Twitter, well done. And at the same time, 6 million additional users. So in interesting aspect of what's going on with Facebook, I think Twitter's starting to gain back in popularity. So now the oldins are starting to hang out with the youngins.
Californian disaster relief, get your gear ready. Tumbleweeds have literally taken over Victorville, California. Well, I mean, not really, but if you look at some of the pictures, it is pretty amazing. Piled high in front of people's houses so that some people have actually had to call 911 to get out of their own homes. Check out the pictures. I couldn't believe it. This week in Smug, Paul brought up email templates for getting reviews in ServiceMonster. Now, I've got good news for you. Megan and I are working on a really cool project to help you set up your review pipeline, including templates. Megan's working on a blog, and I'm going to be working on the video portion of helping you through the process of using reviews in ServiceMonster. We also have this kind of a second part here, a call to action. If you are really good at soliciting reviews from your customers, we want to hear from you, especially Joe. So go ahead and message him either by Facebook, email, whatever it takes, and let us know.
Piggyback on what Steph was talking about, Paul and team, I've got some good news. Megan and I have been working on default marketing templates, default drip campaigns, and default filters. So this is going to be a big deal for our new clients. So when they come in, they'll have all this set up. We won't leave them active. You'll have to make them active because we don't want them sending out emails automatically. And you might have to go in and massage them a little bit. But man, it is a big deal to get you really up and running quickly. Now, for you guys who are already clients, we're talking about ways that we can approach this to make sure that you get the goods too. It'll probably go into the marketplace and start to approach this content curation, something I've been wanting to do for a long time. Putting the ability in ServiceMonster to package up your templates, your drip campaigns, and your campaigns and their settings, and then offer them on the marketplace. You can exchange them for free with other service providers, or we even are looking at ways to monetize that for you guys. So just some insight into some of the farther projects we've got coming down the road, but we're hoping to get those templates out soon, so watch for those.
Kara, we wanted to reassure you that yours was not a stupid question. We've actually had this from several other people. Printing invoices has been a confusing process for others as well. As of now, you have to click the button that says your print options. And in the future, we put a tracker in for this. We're going to have it say print alongside your print options. So it won't be as confusing for you and for anybody else.
Jason brought up a relevant and pertinent issue related to the schedule. This happens a lot. ServiceMonster 5 users who are used to doing things a certain way go to 6, find the program amazing, all except for where you spend the bulk of your day on the schedule. There are some minor inconsistencies or some minor features that exist in 5 that don't exist in 6. And this is causing a friction point for those people who migrate. For those of you who just started using 6, you might not even notice this. This might not be an issue for you. Although I would argue that some of these processes are smoother, which means that you'll get the benefit out of them as well. We are looking at the differences because they're minor, but they're full of friction. They make it harder for you guys to do your job. So I'm very interested in getting into the nitty gritty of that. And I'm doing a deep dive with a couple clients to determine what those are so we can get those addressed. This week, inside ServiceMonster.
Couple new training videos this week. I launched Leads, Opportunities, and Kanban, which was one that we heard back from several people in SMUG about. Also been hearing it from support and many different avenues. So I was excited to release that to you all. If you still have any questions on the topic, please let me know. Comments are my best friend, and feedback. So anytime you have a question on a particular topic, doesn't even have to be leads and opportunities, let me know. You can email me, email support, whatever that may be, and we'll get that rolling in video format for you. We also produced Navigating ServiceMonster 6, which was actually a suggestion from one of our new employees, Adam, which is awesome. I'm so excited to work with him. He's actually going to be helping me on the help site to make it the best it can be. He's offering me feedback on things that could either be changed or added, such as Navigating ServiceMonster 6. I hadn't realized we hadn't done a basic video on how do you get around. So he made the suggestion and I implemented it.
This week's Ask was focused on business finances. I find it fascinating. We produced the video and it was fairly normal, I thought. It was about 13 minutes long. I focus and harp on debt and kind of, figuring out how to manage that in your business so you don't drown in debt. Spoiler alert, not for debt. That's not a great vehicle to do anything. But we can have that argument offline. Here's what I found fascinating. 80% of you watched the full 13 minutes. That's amazing. I'm not sure why. I went back and watched it. If you have any insight as to why you hung on to that video longer than you did some of our others, I'd be interested to know. We've got some 50 or 60 percenters occasionally. Training videos usually go up that high. And just if you're doing your own YouTube channel, here's some stats you might find interesting. Normally, we're sitting at around 35 to 40%. So having that number be almost double that I'm really curious about it. So again, if you have any insight as to why you hung on to that for so long, I'd love to hear from you.
So I kind of already mentioned working with Adam on the Navigating ServiceMonster 6, but we're formulating a team, which is awesome. We actually had our first help site meeting together with Amy, Adam, and actually Nina as well. And we got to hash out some things that we thought weren't working and things that needed to be added or changed. So I'm really excited to have people to work alongside with to get this up and running to the best it can possibly be.
I'm beyond, to the moon excited. We've got some projects that I launched just recently that haven't even been conceived of until within the last 3 or 4 weeks. Unfortunately, I can't talk about them yet.
ServiceMonster product updates. ServiceMonster 6.2.4 was released this week. Came with 40 different trackers, so it was a pretty big release, most of which you may or may not be interested in. But if you want to see all of them, go ahead and look through the notes. Megan will post the release notes in the comments. And there's also a release video where I highlighted, I think, about 5 or 6 fixes, and then one feature, which I'm going to tell you about right now. The feature is a Google Route option, like in ServiceMonster 5, but it's now implemented in ServiceMonster 6. So, like in ServiceMonster 5, when you right-hand click on the job in the schedule, you can scroll down, click on Google Route, directs you in another tab to Google, where you can see drive times, distance, etc. Pretty awesome. The fix was about billing statements. People were concerned about being able to view billing statements that they had emailed out to customers and for some reason weren't able to do that. So now if you go to Accounts Newsfeed, you can click on the billing statement, the attachment, and view it super easily.
Continued progress on Mobile Operator. They're finalizing the schedule, which is super exciting. And a lot of the stuff ported from Technician now starting to get rolled in. So again, not sure on a timeline. We're going to have a closed beta here within the next maybe 3 or 4 weeks. I think that's what Alex is gunning for. We'll keep you up to date on the progress there, but we want to get this out quickly. This is a massive urgency for us. We are not going to be doing any more SM3 builds. So just FYI there, and this will be the product to replace it. Also on the mobile front, ServiceMonster Technician, the next release will have the Send Jim button. So you're welcome. From everyone here at ServiceMonster, thank you so much for your attention.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel
Go check out the demo.
and give us a call.